Which trash business are you gonna start? Valet trash, junk removal, or curbside pickup? In the trash industry, there's multiple levels of different types of jobs you can start, right? Junk removal, valet trash, even coming to someone's house and taking the trash to the curb for them. I'm gonna touch on a little bit of all these today and which one are the best opportunities for you to start a business with. So first off with junk removal, right? It's pretty simple and straightforward. You have a truck, you have a trailer, you go out, you sell your services to collect, junk from either people's houses or even, we like to focus on apartment complexes because it's pretty cyclical, or especially around the first of the month. A lot of people move out and will leave mattresses or large furniture, box springs, all that kind of stuff that the garbage truck won't pick up. So you can go and you can sell an apartment complex and say, hey, I've got trash, it's this amount per load. And then you can just go out, fill your junk, and you take it off to the city dump. A lot of times the city that you live in will permit you, 10, 20, 30 dumps before you start to charge an additional business fee on top of that. So just find out through your local municipality how much that additional fee would be. Also too, on licensing, since you're transporting trash around as a service, you might need additional licenses from your state and your municipality. So once again, check into that. But junk removal is pretty straightforward, right? People have stuff that they don't want. They can't get rid of it. It's too bulky, it's too big. They hire you to come in and do it. So now, valet trash. Valet trash is a door-to-door trash service for apartment complexes. You give them a container for each resident. They set it out between 6 and 8 p.m. You come between 8 and midnight and you pick up the trash from door to door and you take it down to the on-site dumpsters and recycling that they have. You empty it, rinse and repeat throughout the entire complex, and you come back and then sweep up around the dumpsters and your night's over. On average, you can service 100 apartment complex units within 1 hour. On your heavy days, on your slower days, which is usually Monday through Thursday, you can be done in about a half hour. So even a 300 unit apartment complex, Monday through Thursday, it takes about an hour and a half to fill, to service. With valet trash, you're selling your contract to the property management company to service all 300 units. You're not individually signing everyone up because you would need insurances with that property management company. And on average, you're locking in a 3-year agreement, which is great because that's recurring revenue that will be on your books. No matter if they sell or if they try to cancel your contract, it won't matter. You've got that locked in for 3 years. Finally, another option that with the increase of Airbnbs and short-term rentals around the world. And finally, there's taking your trash to the curb, right? So what do you mean taking your trash to the curb? Everyone kind of does that. Same thing, it's almost like valet trash, but you sign up individual homeowners and you will go and you will take their recycling or their garbage bins out to the sidewalk. And then the next day you'll come back and you'll return them. That one is super simple. And you just have to calculate what that cost is to drive and how large you want your market to be. So it's an additional lot of driving, but usually on average, you'll have your setup and ready to go and you can just kind of jump between houses, pull the trash out, pull the trash back. It takes a couple seconds, super simple. So even with all these 3 options, right, we've kind of talked about just the simplicity. Junk removal, you're just picking up large bulk items people don't want. Valet trash, you're taking it down door to door in an apartment complex using their trash bins and chutes. Door-to-door, curbside, taking out trash curbside. You're just going and taking someone's container out and pulling it back. All these services are great for anyone that doesn't want to deal with trash because it's a messy and dirty job. People that are elderly that just can't physically do it anymore. So let's look at junk removal first and how much money junk removal can make. So with junk removal, you make money by how much you fill up your trailer, right? So you have to find customers daily to fill that void, right? So let's just take, for instance, you did a half trailer and you charged, $100, right? Let's just make the math super simple. If you found a customer, if you just wanted to work Monday through Friday or 5 days a week, whichever that flows over, if you wanted to fill it half per day, make $100 per day, you'd have to find at least, a customer or 2 customers to make that amount of money to fill up that half trailer, right? Depending on what they had. So even in 20 days, if you're working 20 days out of the month, you're set to make $2,000, right? That's pretty cut and dry. Fill half a trailer, make $2,000. If you can fill more of your trailer and charge more, you can make more money. But we'll keep it pretty simple on the math side. So $2,000 you can make with junk removal. but you're constantly having to find and source leads that will provide the junk for you, right? Someone might not always have junk, and that's why we say go to apartment complexes around the first, because they'll usually have large bulk items, and you can talk with them. Otherwise, you have to go to individual houses. Connecting with fix and flippers is really great because they'll usually need a whole bunch of junk removed as they break down houses. So on average, I'd say like you can make $2,000 for the month, right? Like I said, we'll just keep the math super simple. For Valet Trash, you're selling your services to the apartment management company. You're not selling it individually per unit. You're selling it to one entity, and you're servicing all of those apartments in that building, whether they are occupied or not, you're charging for it. So if they're at 90% occupancy and they're 100 unit, once again, we'll use 100 units just for simple math. If there are 100 units, only 90 of those actually have residents living in them. So you're not servicing the full 100, you're servicing 90. So right away, that's already you building in a little bit of padding on your revenue source. But with Valet Trash, your service fee, you come up with your service fee, you charge the complex, they charge that back to the resident, so they are making money on it as well. We'll just take an average. On average, you can charge between $12.50 a door and $18.95 a door, depending on the size of the complex. So even at the middle size of $15 a door, you're coming up at $3,000 a month. So that's, once again, built-in revenue. You do not have to, once you have that contract in place, you'll have it for multiple years, and you will not have to source new customers every day like junk removal would. So right away, you've got a locked-in contract, you're servicing monthly, $3,000. Now, on the other end, for the door-to-door, pull your trash to the curb service and recycling to the curb service, you can charge up to $50 per month for your service. And that seems kind of like a lot, like, oh man, $50 a month, this is crazy. Compared to Valet Trash, you're only paying $15, or if it's doubled, $30 a door, right? With that service, it's just more, you have to charge more because there's more hands-on from employees or service providers that you need to use, right? So at $50 a door, it's essentially what, $12.50 a week, right? But what you need to do to even reach that same amount, you have to get 50 houses to make $2,500 a month. And usually at that point, they're on a month-to-month contract, right? Or there might be like a 30-day cancellation policy, whatever that might be. But you don't have a lot of built-in security on that, right? So yes, you can be charging $50 and say you get 50 houses and now you're making $2,500 a month. The next question is, where are those houses located? They're not all gonna be on the same street. So you have to factor in drive time, gas, and at that point, just overall, you'll be on the road 4 days to 5 days a week because people's trash service is all over the place depending on what area they're in, right? Certain zip codes are, trash pickup is usually signified by zip code, and then this one zip code might be Sundays, and then their recycling is Thursdays, and this one over here might be on Tuesdays, and their recycling is, Wednesdays. So it's all over. So you have to really have great management skills on keeping all of your entire schedule on where it needs to be picked up and dropped out and pulled back in when you're done. So once again, you'd have to find and sell to 50 houses to make $2,500 a month. So when you look at these three, personally to me, I love Valet Trash because of the security. How many apartment complexes are 100 units? Quite a few, but at the same time, most are 200, 300, 400. So now you're multiplying that out. Actually, over 300 unit apartment complex can bring you $4,500 in revenue. So right away, to match that on junk removal, you would have to do a full load. Say you can charge $350 or $300 for a full load. Now you're having to find clients per day to try to get up to that same amount of money. Where with Valet Trash, you've got that one contract locked in for multiple years. And also on the curbside pickup and takeout for trash, at that point, you would have to get up to 100 houses. So now you're at 100 houses, you've doubled that span and that driving range. You're probably looking at hiring someone where if you wanted to take this on as a personal job for Valet Trash, you can do all of it yourself, picking up and dropping off, or you can hire a valet, at a fairly decent wage to work part-time to help you out. So looking at junk removal, Valet Trash, and bringing trash to the curbside, There's a whole opportunity of trash jobs that you can do, and you're solving a problem for people of a messy job that they don't want to do, or they don't have the time to do, or they just physically can't do because, hey, I'm on the 4th floor of an apartment complex and I had knee surgery and I can't leave my house for 3 weeks. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to call your friend over every day to come take your trash out? No, now you have a service that you just have to set it outside the door and take care of it. So I'm a big proponent of the trash industry, just because no matter what, every day there will be trash, especially the valet trash industry as well, because you just have to sell one apartment complex and then you've got revenue coming in for the next 2 to 3 years. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, head on over to National Trash Valet, and I've got a whole course that teaches you how to start your own valet trash business, from marketing to sales to implementation. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.